Hello, it's Sibbles and Bits, and welcome to InB4Blood, a series dedicated to discussion and discovery of Back 4 Blood in a post-beta, pre-launch state. And today, we're on forthope.gg to talk about Karlee. Forthope.gg is a community-made deck-building site where you can interact with card-building mechanics of the game, sort of get an idea of what's in there. Although it's important to note, statistics and values on these cards are using the alpha statistics. They were changed in beta, and they'll probably be changed again in the base game, but it should still be enough for us to talk about Karlee. Second thing I want to note is that Karlee was not prevalent even in the beta, so at this point we're going off of pretty much napkin math and spreadsheets, but we still have a good enough idea of the game to get a good idea of how Karlee is going to give you benefits in the game. Another thing I want to point out is that anytime that you look at any character, it does not define that character with just these stats here. You're not pigeonholed into any role. All of the power of this game comes from the fact that you get to choose 15 of these cards. Now, Karlee's talent is that she can sense nearby hazards. Now, if you haven't played the game, you may not know exactly how this works. There's the ability to sense other things in the game, ammo, weapons, healing items, and you can take a card in order to sense these items, and then it also spawns more items. Obviously, we don't want to spawn more hazards, so it's good that it doesn't do that. But what it's going to do is enable you to see through a wall, pretty much X-ray vision, and it'll give it a blue outline similar to what you see on your allies whenever they're on the other side of a wall. And this is pretty good, obviously for new players, because you can just put someone on Karlee and be like, hey, if it's outlined in blue, don't shoot it. And they're going to cause less hordes, and it's going to make the whole team's experience that much smoother. But you can also utilize this if you're a medium level player as well. Sensing nearby hazards, we can pretty much assume that this is going to show you car alarms, door alarms, and crows. It might even show you sleepers and snitches. Even if it doesn't show those last two things, we're going to start talking about penetration, because my argument here kind of relies on that. Now, penetration is a stat on guns. You don't see it, but each gun has a different value of penetration. And that's basically how much damage carries through a target to the next target. And you can see here, there's really, at least as far as the search engine's picking up, only 4 cards that give you access to this. You can also get special magazine attachments that have AP ammo, and that'll also give you penetration as well. And you might see down here, okay, well, if this is how much damage is passing through, 150% bullet penetration means that I gain damage, right? It's a little weird, and honestly, we don't know the full extent of it. There was a Reddit post that was basically detailing how having extra bullet penetration works, and the devs were like, that's cute, but you're kind of close. So I'm sure that we'll figure it out at some point once the game comes out, but even if we don't know how penetration works, we know how it worked in the beta. It is possible to get so much penetration, accidentally even, that you can shoot through walls. This sounds good. Like, if an enemy gets, or one of your allies gets grabbed on the other side of a wall, you can shoot through that wall and save them. You don't even have to go into that room. That's very good. The thing that's a problem is sometimes there's different vantage points, like in 4.3, chapter 4.3, you go up a hill, and once you crest the hill, there's a car alarm right in front of you, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm not going to shoot that car alarm. There's a door behind that that might have an alarm, and you could accidentally shoot that. Well, you can see those two things. What they don't show you is on the other side of this gas station, basically, there's always one car alarm, and there's crows everywhere. And if you have too much penetration accidentally, because you want to deal damage to multiple enemies, it's technically doubling your damage against hordes. You can, and this has happened in multiple occasions, shoot through the terrain, clip birds, and start a horde without even having any counterplay to it. If you can sense nearby hazards, you're much less likely to do that because you're going to see this blue outline that you're aiming at. And you just know, okay, first off, I'm not going to shoot there. Then I'm also going to tell my teammates, hey, don't fire in that room. There's a door alarm on the other side of the room. And this is very good. One quick inventory. Lots of people on the subreddit are sleeping on this. I don't understand why. One quick inventory gives you one extra toolkit, which enables you to bypass door alarms. It also enables you to bypass locked doors, which is a weird thing that's in the game. Some doors you have to bash open. You can also lockpick it. Usually you just shoot the door down, but it's in there. And it enables you to access secret stashes that just have tons of benefits in them. They almost always have a health station. You generally have a free card in there, sometimes the ability to buy a card, tons of ammo, all other sorts of grenades and stuff. Toolkits are very good, and you generally want to keep one on you at all times. She also spawns with a toolkit, which is interesting to note. So then you don't have to spend money at the first stage to make sure that you absolutely have one by the time that you get to the first secret stash. She also gives team use speed. I'm also seeing a lot of people disrespecting this, and probably because use speed, it does get used by you healing people, but even first aid kits in this game, they're not that slow. It takes like maybe 3 to 4 seconds. So this is only honestly saving you like 0.8 seconds to heal somebody with a med kit. That's it. It's something, but it's not a big deal, and it definitely doesn't feel like a big deal, right? But hold on, there we go. That means that if you have somebody who's trying to be a medic, they don't necessarily care about move speed. Guess what? You can take this negative movement speed. You're not actually going to heal slower, and then you get 75% healing efficiency. That's a lot of healing efficiency, and we'll get into that with another character. And then you also look at the rest of these cards. She's pretty much in the same situation as Mom, right? Everybody could render her obsolete basically by grabbing one screwdriver each and a quick slot inventory. But you'd rather be using cards for other things if she's going to give you this huge benefit. Now, I keep talking about this as a huge benefit, but I just said that it doesn't help you a lot with heals. Well, that is because there are events in this game that require you to go into them with unlimited spawns, and you have to stop it. This is almost always done with use speed. There's 2 instances in the beta, 3 actually, 3 instances in the beta that use speed, and they are the portions of the beta that usually killed the most runs. Because while you're doing use speed, you're not helping your team, and your team's technically down one person. If you get interrupted, well, now you got to start it over again. if you have just 25% use speed, you're performing use actions 25% faster. I'll do the math for you. It reduces it by 20%. So you're just spending 20% less time in these events, which is almost equivalent to having 20% movement speed, because if you had 20% movement speed, you'd get there faster. Nobody's saying that 20% movement speed's bad. Another thing to note, unfortunately, I'm going to have to spoil a little bit. So if you actually care about set pieces, you might want to hop off here. But just to quantify exactly how good these are, I'm going to have to talk about specific events in the game. One to note, the end of Chapter 1, you have to take 2 bombs onto a boat and plant the bombs. Counter-Strike stuff, right? Those bombs take your quick slot. Now, getting a 1+1 team quick slot isn't exactly something that was frequent in the beta, so I don't know if Karlee can pick up both of them, but even if she can't, being able to plant them faster is slightly better. The other one is the end of Chapter 4. In Chapter 4, you have to perform 2 actions 5 times. You have to load a howitzer with a shell, fire the shell, which is instant, then you have to clear the shell. Loading the shell takes 10 seconds, during which if you get hocked, crushed, knocked back, obviously knocked down, or you have to stop, you gotta stop and do it all over again. 25% use speed cuts off 2 seconds off that time alone. 2 seconds times 5 is 10 seconds that you save on the hardest stage of Act 1. That is equivalent to a top rarity purple pipe bomb. That's disgusting. People aren't saying that pipe bombs are bad. Everybody says that pipe bombs are the best grenade. So this isn't something that you're going to get a lot of impact from as compared to other characters. But when you need to use it, it is super helpful. Anyways, that is all I have to say about Karlee. You can feel free to leave any comments, clarifications, correct me if I'm wrong on anything in the description below. Sorry, not the description, the comments. And if you have any crazy builds that you're planning on doing with Karlee, you can go ahead and leave those in the description below as well. Sorry again, the comments. I got really heated on this one. Anyways, I'll catch you guys next time with another video. Have a good one.